Founder is a biographical drama film directed by John Lee Hancock and stars Michael Keaton. And the film is about Ray Kroc, a salesman who turns a restaurant into one of the biggest fast food empires in the world. Now I'm going to get into what I didn't like about this film, and they're only minor. So, first problem I had with this film was the main character is a bit unlikable. And this film is a true story, and if the actual person was like this, you can't really blame the filmmakers for trying to represent him in a true light. And I personally didn't mind this representation. Yes, it made him look like a bad guy, but this is who he was. Michael Keaton plays this character with such force that I think, Michael Keaton deserves to be nominated for Best Actor for this one. And one more problem I have with this film is Michael Keaton's performance. Now, don't get me wrong, I very much like this performance. Only little gripe I have with it, I don't know, just the way Michael Keaton performed this role, it came off as a bit awkward in some scenes, and it does show in some scenes. Some scenes where Michael Keaton is playing this character, it is a bit awkward, and at parts I did kind of cringe at some scenes. It was just like, oh, no. But other than that, this film I absolutely loved. Now, this film is strictly a business film. This film is strictly about the creation and basically turning this restaurant into the biggest thing in the world. And throughout the entire runtime of this film, I was fascinated. Like the way they describe how the restaurant works, how businesses run, how the financing works, and it was endlessly fascinating. Like the entire scene where the two brothers are telling Ray Kroc about how they created this restaurant and how they run it. It is the best scene in the entire movie. It lasts what felt like a good 10 minutes, and it was definitely the best 10 minutes of the film. And I wish that scene just went on a little bit longer because it was so endlessly interesting and fascinating. And I've got to give praise to the two actors who played these brothers. And Michael Keaton definitely is, the shining star of this film, but the two actors that play the brothers, I think they give a good job as well, and a pretty good one at that. And Michael Keaton does a good job of making you feel for this character and hating this character. Because in some parts you feel for him because you want him to succeed. Because at the start of the film, all he is doing at the start of the film is selling milkshake machines, and he's being laughed at by everyone, and you do feel for him as you want him to succeed. But then there are scenes where he plays a character like a snake. He's constantly screwing people over and constantly trying to get his way. And Michael Keaton did a good job of playing both sides of the character here. And I have to give praise to the director. He made a story that probably on paper doesn't sound that interesting, but on film, it is, like I said before, endlessly fascinating. And I could watch this film repeatedly. It's one of those films I could watch over and over again and never get tired of. Everything possible in this film is told in great detail. Overall, this film is strictly a business film. This film is strictly about Ray Kroc and how he founded a simple restaurant out in the middle of nowhere and made it the biggest thing in the world. And while my two gripes are there, I would still absolutely recommend this film, because if you're interested in how the creation of McDonald's came about, this is the film to check out. Because this is the first film that really gives us an insight into how one of the biggest names in the world came to be. And I'm going to give The Founder a 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. As always, I'm NETX5. Thank you so much for watching.